Someday I'm gonna be famous.
Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to do the celebrity letter assignment. All right, so let's get started. Here we go. First of all, that's Brad Paisley. You're going to be creating your celebrity letter in Google Docs, and so that we get it in the right place, we're actually going to start out at Google Drive. That way, when we create the file, it's going to be in the right location. So let me show you how to do that. So here I am, I'm at Google Drive, and I'm ready to start my celebrity letter assignment. And I'm going to hit New over here at Google Drive. But before I do that, perhaps I should get in the right folder. I just realized, I'm not in the right folder. I need to be in my Principles of Information Technology folder that I created, and specifically, I'm going to need to be in Docs. All right, so this is where all my Docs files are. As you can see, here's the assignment that we did last week, and I'm about to add a new one. Here goes. I'm going to hit the plus sign now that I'm in the right location. And I'm going to choose Docs because I am creating a Google Docs assignment. So there we go. I'm in Docs and I'm ready to go. And as usual, the first thing I do when I get into a new document is I name it. We don't want all documents named Untitled Document. It's hard to find stuff when everything's named the same thing. So I'm going to go up here where the file name is currently Untitled Document, and I'm going to do what the instructions tell me, which is name this thing Celebrity Letter. So I'm naming it Celebrity Letter. Now, you'll find the instructions out on Google Classroom, and you can just simply go back and forth between the instructions and the letter. Just look for those instructions on Google Classroom. You'll see it's adequately named Celebrity Letter. Okay, so now that I have my file name of Celebrity Letter, like the instructions tell me to do, I'm ready to go. So the next thing that I need to do is the instructions tell me to choose a plain black font that is no bigger than a size 12. So I get my choice of fonts, but it can't be too fancy. You don't want it to be where it's not readable, okay? So I think that I will choose the font. Let's just do Courier New, size 12. And I am going to let's see, I'm going to put the date. Now that I've chosen my font, I'm going to keep my font black so it's easily read. And here we go. The instructions tell me that I need to type the date centered on the first line of my letter, and the date needs to be written out. So I'm just going to hit center and go ahead and put the date, January 12th, 2021. Okay, so notice that I did not abbreviate the date. You have to write it out. This is a formal letter. All right, so after I put the date in, I'm going to hit enter 4 times. This creates a block of space that just spaces out the letter and makes it look better. So here we go. Enter 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to turn centering off, and because, well, the instructions tell me to, and because letters are not typed all centered. So I'm going to hit the left align button, and now I'm ready to, well, type what is requested on the instructions. The first thing that I need to type is my name. Now the instructions say your name. I don't really write the words your name. I need for you to put your own name there. And then you put student after it. Then I'm going to hit enter and put where I'm coming from. See, we'll be mailing this from Elkhart Middle School. So I'm going to put that in, and that way it's part of my address. You're not going to use your home address. Then I'm going to put the street address for the school, which is 301 East Parker Street. And I hit enter and I put my city, state, and zip code. All right, so I have my address in my letter. It's done. Now I'm going to hit enter 2 times because, again, this is proper formatting for a modified block style letter, which is what you are creating. So I'm going to hit enter 2 times. 1, 2. And now I'm ready to put my celebrity's name. So you get to pick which celebrity it is that you want to write to. Let's say I'm going to write to Brad Paisley. All right. Now I need Brad Paisley's address. So I'm going to go out on the internet and find his mailing address, not his Twitter, not his Facebook, none of that. We're doing this old school, if you will, typing a letter and mailing it. So I'm going to go out on the internet and I'm going to search for Brad Paisley mailing address. All right. And oh, look at that. The very first thing that pops up there, I can write to him at his Sony Arista. That's going to be probably his record label in Nashville. And here's the address. All I have to do is make it look right. Now, some of the celebrity addresses that you're going to find, it's going to be a little more difficult than Brad Paisley's. I'll be honest with you. I was surprised I found that quickly. So I'm going to go to Celebrity Letter, which I've got in this tab here. And I'm going to paste this in. Now, when I paste it in, I'm going to choose Paste Without Formatting. That way, it's not bringing in that font from the other web page. So choose Paste Without Formatting. It wants me to do Control V. Okay, I'm going to hold down Control and press the letter V. Now, this is not how the address should be written. Notice there's this big, long line of text. Look at my address here. That's what I want Brad Paisley's address to look like. Things on different lines. So here's how I'm going to break it up. I'm going to put the name of the record label, which happens to be Sony Arista Nashville. That's going to go on one line. So here in front of the 1 in 1400, I'm going to click my mouse and then I'm going to hit enter. Now, the street address is 1400 18th Avenue, okay? So I'm assuming South Nashville must be the location. It may be Avenue South. So we're going to leave South up there. This is an assumption on my part. I think the name of the street is 18th Avenue South. Let's hope I get it right. Now, Nashville, Tennessee, I know needs to go on the bottom line. So I'm in front of the N there. You can see my cursor flashing. I'm going to hit enter. And now I have the address set up the way it's supposed to be. Here's my name and address. Here's my celebrity's name and address. Now, I'm going to get at the end of the address. Notice my cursor's now at the end of the zip code for Brad Paisley. And I'm going to hit enter twice because the instructions tell me to do that. And because I know that in a modified block style letter, you're supposed to have a double space between the address and the greeting, which takes me to the next thing, the greeting. I'm ready to do my greeting. And that would be, well, dear so-and-so. So I'm going to put, not literally dear so-and-so, I'm going to put dear Brad Paisley. I could have put dear Mr. Paisley. I could have put dear Brad. Mr. Paisley is a little too formal given that he and I are the same age. Dear Brad is a little too informal because I don't really know him well enough to call him Brad. So I just chose dear Brad Paisley. Pick an appropriate greeting, type it, and then put a colon. All right, so I've got that. I'm going to hit enter 2 times because, again, the instructions tell me to do that and because that's what you're supposed to do on a modified block style letter. Now I'm ready to start my first paragraph. Because this is a modified block style letter, I'm going to indent the paragraph. Don't use the space bar to indent. Instead, use the tab key. So I'm going to press tab and notice that my cursor moves over a set amount of spaces. Tab is so much better than the space bar because you don't have to try and keep up with how many times did I hit the space bar. Did I do it 5 times or did I do it 6 times? What's it going to be? I don't have to know that. All I have to do is hit tab. So I've got that put in there and I'm ready to start the paragraph. Now the instructions tell me that in the first paragraph, I need to explain why I'm writing to them in 3 sentences or more. That means you have to use punctuation. You've got to create a sentence. This is not a tweet. This is not a post on any social media. This is a formal letter that requires that you type it appropriately with capitalization, with punctuation. All right, so in the first paragraph, tell them that I'm writing to them as a school project and tell them how important this assignment is. All right, so I need 3 sentences. Here goes. I am writing, oh, look at autocomplete. Did you see how that filled in? The gray showed up and all I did was hit tab and it filled it right in for me and I didn't have to type it anymore. I am writing to you today for a school project in my computer class. Now you can write principles of information technology if you like, but that's a really long file name, so a really long name. So I'm just going to put computer class. I am excited to write to you today because you are my favorite artist of all time. Notice that all time was gray. All I had to do was hit tab to get that to go in. Now, that's a bit of an exaggeration. I would not say he is my favorite, but he's one of my favorites. Let's just make him think that he is the one, right? Because after all, I am trying to get him to send me something. All right, so I have 2 sentences. Now I need a 3rd sentence. I hope you are able to write me back because if you are, I will receive a free 100 in my class. And that is the absolute truth. If they write you back, I'm going to give you a bonus grade of a 100 if you get something back from that person. So my first paragraph is done. I've explained why I'm writing to them and elaborated about, getting that free 100. I'm done with the first paragraph. I'm ready to move on to the second paragraph. In a modified block style letter, you need a double space between paragraphs. So guess what? I'm going to hit enter 2 times. 1, 2. Now, because it is a modified block style letter, I am again going to indent and I'm going to use tab. And look at that. It lines it up perfectly with that first paragraph. This is why you use tab to indent instead of the space bar. All right, so I've got it indented. Now in the second paragraph, this is where you go on and on and on and on about all the things that you like about this particular celebrity. In 3 sentences or more, remember they have to be good sentences, tell them why you chose them. Be flattering to the person. Again, you're trying to get this person to write you back. So here's where I go. My favorite song that you have recorded is, oh my goodness, there's so many of them. I'll just put celebrity because that's the song I was playing a few minutes ago. My favorite song that you have recorded is Celebrity. I think the video for this song is one of the funniest I have ever seen. I love your love songs too. I think it is amazing that you can write funny songs just as well as you can write love songs. You are awesome. Now, I do think I've gone over my 3 sentences. I only had to do 3, but man, you can put more if you want. Tell this artist why you like them so very much. Now, I'm not going to bore you anymore by going into his other songs or whatever. I've gotten my 3 sentence minimum. I'm done with this paragraph, so I'm going to hit enter how many times? That's right, 2 times. 1, 2. Now, I'm going to indent by hitting, tab. You got it. So now, I'm ready for my 3rd paragraph. And the instructions tell me in the 3rd paragraph, I'm going to use tab to indent. Already done that. It says in this paragraph, in 3 sentences or more, ask the person how you feel about computers, how they feel about computers, and whether they use computers in their business or industry. Also explain to them that if you get something back, you'll get a bonus grade, and just tell them you'd be excited to hear from them. Okay, I know you do not want to ask them if they use computers in their job. However, it is awesome when they reply back to you and you actually get a personalized response from that particular person. So you can start it out with, I know this next part is lame, but my teacher told me to ask you this. Do you use computers in your business? So anyway, I put that in there. Because my teacher made me, I'm asking. It's really cool when they write you back and you actually get a personalized letter back. Trust me, I've seen this. It's awesome when they actually personalize it and answer the questions that you send them. Tell them that if you get something back, you get a bonus grade. So I'll put, remember, if I get something back from you, I will get a free 100 in this class. I really hope I hear from you soon. Okay, perfect. So that's done. I've gotten my letter done. I just need to finish it up by putting in the closing. So my instructions tell me to hit enter twice, 1, 2, and it tells me to turn centering on. Again, centering is located up here on your toolbar. I'm going to click the center button. If you don't know what a button does, hover your mouse over it and a little pop-up bubble comes up telling you what it does. So I've turned centering on. I'm going to type sincerely. You could also choose to put yours truly. You could put love. You could put your biggest fan. It's up to you, but you need an appropriate closing with a comma. Notice that I capitalized my closing. Sincerely is capitalized. And then I'm going to hit enter 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're making this big space because in that big space, once I print this out, I'm going to sign my name there. Now, I'm going to put my name. And that is all I have to put as far as my letter. Now, I don't want Brad Paisley to think that I think that celebrity is spelled like this, celebrity. Notice that I've changed it. I made it so it's spelled wrong so that I could show you spell check. Whenever you see a word that has a squiggly line under it, you need to fix it. To fix it, you right click on it. Remember on the Chromebook, a right click is a 2-finger tap. You right click on it and it comes up with suggestions. Google says, did you mean celebrity? Why, yes, Google, I did. So I could choose it. There's also others down here. You could ignore it. If that is a name or whatever, you could choose to ignore it. If you always want celebrity to be corrected, if you always want this misspelling to be corrected to celebrity like it's supposed to be, you could choose that. In other words, every single time that I spell celebrity without the T, it'll automatically fix it for me. I think that is awesome. I'm going to give that a try because Lord only knows when I'm going to do that again. I may do it again. So next time I type celebrity instead of celebrity, Google will automatically fix it for me, which is pretty awesome. All right, so that part is done. The next thing I'm going to do is just go up here where it says Elkhart Middle School, and I'm going to bold it. So I highlight it. When you highlight, remember, you either start at the end of it and go to the beginning, or you start at the beginning and go to the end. You cannot highlight it or select it by starting in the middle. So anyway, I've selected what I want. I'm going to click the B to bold, and I've officially bolded Elkhart Middle School. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share this with another classmate, and they're going to read over it and, well, tell me what I need to fix it. Because again, we don't want to send this to these celebrities with all these different misspellings and words not making sense, and because we are actually going to mail this stuff out. So, all right, I'm about to show you how to share this with a classmate. All righty, here goes. To share it with a classmate, I've got my letter here, and I'm ready to share. I'll click share, but here's the thing. I have to actually, yeah, I got this, go away. I have to type in who I want to share it with. You are going to be sharing it with the person who sits in the chair next to you. So if you sit in chair number 1, you're going to share yours with chair number 2, and 2 shares with 3, and 3 shares with 4, and whoever's at the end of the numbering system, whoever's last, number 16, you're going to share with number 1, or whoever's last in class as far as numbers go. All right, so how do you share it with them? Well, you put their email address right here. So I'm going to, okay, I see Jackson. I'll go with Jackson's. Now notice that it's, when I put Jackson's name in, it actually makes him an editor. I do not want him to be an editor. So instead, I'm going to click, and I'm going to make him a commenter. It's very important that you make him a commenter, whoever your person is, so that they're able to comment and, you know, tell you what you need to do to fix your problem. So in the message here, I'm going to put, hey, Jackson, I need you to look over this because I don't want Brad Paisley to think I am, okay, well, stupid. I really don't want him to think that. Anyway, Please let me know what I need to fix it. Thanks so much. And I'm going to send this to him in just a second. Notice that Jackson is a commenter, and yeah, that'll give him the ability to see my stuff, and he will be able to comment on it. I'm going to send it. Actually, let me put something else. By the way, this is just a sample for a video. I don't really need you to do this. If Jackson checks his email right now, he's going to think he actually has to do this work for me. So I am letting him know you don't really have to do this. In class, though, you will really have to do this. I'm going to hit send, and now my letter has officially been sent to Jackson. I'm waiting for him to read my letter and tell me what I need to do to fix it. Once he's done that, then I'll come back to the letter, make the corrections if I think they need to be corrected, and then I'm ready to turn it into Google Classroom. If you need help turning it into Google Classroom, just let me know. I've done plenty of videos showing that one. Just let me know if you have any questions.
Do I have talent? Well, no. These days you don't really need it. Thanks to reality shows. Ain't wait to date a supermodel. Ain't wait to sue my dad. Can't wait to wreck a Ferrari on my way to rehab. It's when you're a celebrity.